part of the reasons why I like it and respect what you do so much is that you're elevating it. And I think that you can reach, like, for example, my brother-in-law, who's a 45-year-old high school teacher, is a huge fan of yours.
Perfect.
Doesn't even game.
And he's learning a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the amazing part.
So what does it mean to you? What makes a good Twitch streamer?
What makes a good Twitch streamer? What you need is obviously you need to be good looking.
Okay.
Okay, number one. If you're not good looking, people aren't going to be. They don't want to stare at you for 6 or 8 hours, right? Like, that's just the fact. So thank God I'm blessed with good looks.
Right.
That's number one. Number two, you got to be an extraordinarily high level gamer. I mean, out of this world where people are jaw dropping every time they're watching you do 360 snipes in a 1v1 situation to win the game. They go, God damn, I'm so glad I am subscribed to this guy and his channel.
Right.
Right. So you got to be an incredible gamer. Number three, I mean, everything else just sort of compiles, right? Like I show off the arena. I give you, like, you have to be open, right? You have to be open. You have to be able to, like, understand, hey, I could show you the inside of my bedroom, right? I give people a glimpse inside my bedroom. You know, I'll dance in front of my king-size water bed after I win a game, right? So that's number one.
Water bed.
I have an arena.
You were really in the 80s, man. I love it.
Hey, have you... It's like this at night. That's what it is.
That does look nice.
Oh, man, but what makes, you have to just be charismatic, I think. You know, you have to be able to just understand I think you have to be able to cater to a wide spectrum of people. A lot of people really get into the niche of, hey, I'm a gamer, I'm a first-person shooter, I'm good at it, and I can kind of communicate with my chat, and then I'll say the F word every couple seconds and just bullshit and sit in front of the camera. And then there's other people that take it a little bit farther, right? Like they cater to the wider spectrum of their demographic. I've got parents sitting in my chat, and I know that I'm on their big screen, and they got a 2 or 3-year-old right there in front of them.
Yeah, there's.
So I can't be going like F this and F you and but at the same time I could still be me, the dominator.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
So I think that's important. So I think you have to just, as a streamer, you have to recognize, like, what is your thing, and how can you carry that thing over a large demographic of people? Like, and I don't have the magical answer, but that's.
Well, you were streaming and making videos. Like, I mean, I was looking at your channel back like day one YouTube. You were
7 years ago.
7 years ago, Dr. Disrespect existed on YouTube. And were you Twitch streaming? Are you streaming back then?
No,
too?
I was on YouTube. I straight up YouTube. We would
some sketches
that would lead into gameplay, and then I'd commentate over the gameplay. That was the concept.
Did you ever stream before? Like, because I know you took a hiatus and then you came back.
Yeah. I've never. No. We started about a year and a half ago back on streaming.
Okay.
But the absence between that and YouTube was what, 5-6 years or something. Like seriously, consistently putting out videos.
So what made you think that, like, most people are like, oh, I want to be a YouTuber. Mm-hmm. What made you want to go from YouTube to Twitch?
I think part of it was the fact that I knew I had to have a lot more resources in order to do YouTube stuff. It's a little bit higher production. At that time, I was just blessed to be around some good friends that we always had a camera around us, and then, we could just shoot at all times, and I could just cut it up, throw it up on YouTube. Boom, we got something. Now it's, everyone's got a little bit, there are different directions in life, and, I sort of found myself like, how can I do everything myself? And Twitch, it's pretty easy to do that because all you got to do is just set up your whole setup at home and do your thing, and then just handle it yourself.
So how do you explain? Because on Twitch, your success has been almost like meteoric.
Whoa, I like that word.
Is that a word? Meteoric?
Yeah.
You were like a fucking meteor down to this planet. I mean, for me, your name just started popping up everywhere, and I started watching you, and I was like, man, this guy is a pretty cool guy. What happened? Like, did you really explode out of nowhere, or did I just miss something? I mean, PUBG, right, was a big turning stone for you?
I think H1Z1.
Okay.
I started with H1Z1, and that was when that game was really, kicking off. But those devs, I don't know what the hell they're doing with the game now. But I was riding that wave, and I think that the pace of that game, the speed, the violence, the momentum, associated with that game, and being able to talk proximity chat,
right.
Being able to talk to a guy in real time as you're fighting him, really showcase, the personality or the character of the doc.
Right.
And so we just kind of ran with So H1Z1 is where I'd say where it started, and then we were lucky enough to have another battle royale game come on, and it's at the level of where it's at. So we're just sort of riding the wave.
Right.
Yeah.
The battle royale wave.
The battle royale wave.
Is PUBG? You were actually working for Sledgehammer Games, right?
I built half the maps for
That's
Call of
actually,
Duty
that's
Advanced
incredible.
Warfare. I know. I get it. I get it. It's incredible.
How was that? Like, genuinely?
Genuinely, I loved it. Okay, so I love the creative side of things. I loved it. It was a fix for me on a daily basis to go there and just head down and just design stuff and get feedback and work with artists and do design meetings and play tests, and I get to talk to the creative directors and leads, and we'd formulate like strategies on map release. Like, it was just to be able to work on Call of Duty, one of the biggest AAA games.
Yeah.
Like, it was a in a sense it was a privilege, right? But me as a person, I just couldn't. Like, I don't deal with politics very well. I just don't. Like, that's probably a weakness.
Corporate
Communication and politics and stuff like that. And ultimately, that's on me. For
Did something happen at work where you were just like, I can't do this anymore? Or was it just?
It was just over time. It was one of those things where it's like, okay, I kind of want to do something else.
Yeah.
To a certain extent.
I mean, I understand that.
Yeah.
I actually had a desk job for 5 years, same amount of time. I didn't love it necessarily, but it grinds on you, right? You felt that even though you still loved the job.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This has got to be one of the longest performance art pieces ever. You've been this character, the Doc, and you're gonna play like you don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
But do you have a difficulty transitioning between yourself and the Doc because you're in character for so long and for so intense amount of time? Do you have trouble being like, okay, now I'm just a guy, literally guy?
No. We shut it down. We approach it as a business. Because essentially,
we in the proverbial like Fight Club.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's cool.
And we approach it as a business, and we get in there, get the job done. When we're done, take the headphones off, put on the robe, sip a gin and tonic, and watch the Golden State Warriors do their thing.
Yeah.
Plug-in for the Warriors. That's just, by the way.
Go Warriors.
Yeah, go Warriors.
What is the effect of pretending to be? I don't want to say pretending, but like you spend so much time being someone else. Does the line ever get blurred between one and the other?
No. It doesn't.
Do you ever sit in a restaurant and the waiter is like annoying, and then you almost answer in character like, "Come on."
No. Driving is probably one of my biggest things that, outside of playing Battlegrounds, that pisses me off. So sometimes when I'm driving,
this drive must have been awful for you.
This drive,
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
But sometimes that could transform me.
Okay, that's when you're gonna go the transfer.
Yeah. That's where we follow them home.
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a little.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
It's a little terrifying.
Yeah.
We follow them home.
We.
That sounds healthy.
Yeah. And trust me, no one else is in the car with me.
Yeah. No, I got that. I got that for sure.
But no, I could shut it down and I could turn it on.
I get the sense that the Edward Norton character of your life is very different than the Brad Pitt character of your life. Is that true?
Absolutely. Yeah. Boom. Bing. Right on the button.
Okay. Do you think that like the Doc character that you develop makes you the Edward Norton part of you more confident, much as it did in Fight Club?
No. I'm actually pretty. I'm actually pretty shy.
Really?
Yeah, I'm actually pretty shy. I stay to myself. I'm pretty shy. I don't like.
That's incredible.
I don't like the limelight. I don't like being in front of cameras. I don't like taking pictures. It's the exact opposite.
So in a way, does the
It's a release.
How do I call it?
A character kind of helps because
Yeah.
it's like I feel the same way too. If I put on a hat or sunglasses, then it's like I'm not exactly myself.
There's a filter. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like the I don't know how to call it, the Brad Pitt? That feels so stupid. The Doc. I feel like if I say that, you won't acknowledge it. Do you feel like the Doc has like enables you to exist in a different reality than like something that you've always wanted to be, but you couldn't do it as yourself? Like because you don't like doing that, but as the Doc, you're great at it.
Yeah. It certainly is a fix for being able to be as expressive as I want to be. It's funny because when I grew up, I was sort of the class clown. I was like the guy who made people laugh and stuff like that. And then, as I got older, I kind of transformed into a shy person, and I stayed to myself. But I don't really socialize too much, and if I do, it's like I have to get warmed up to you a little bit. So this allows, like, this actually kind of brings back like the old days a little bit, and like it allows me to tap into that being a kid again and just being expressive and just
confident.
Carefree. Who cares what you think about me? I don't care. I'm gonna do anything and everything that I want to do, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Kind of expressive. Like,
I think that's what everyone loves about the character too. Because we all long for that.
yeah. But it feels good. It's fun.
Therapeutic.
It's very therapeutic. Super therapeutic. Yeah.
Man, I wish. I love it. But it reminds me of this thing. Like we have this Vape Nation character. I have this theory. It's called that guy. It's called the that guy theory. When I go out in like New York and do Vape Nation, it's humiliating. I put on all this ridiculous stuff, but when I put that on, I'm that guy. Like when you're on the street and you look like a fucking clown, people look at you and you say, "Oh, that's just who that guy is." Mm-hmm. It's not like I'm embarrassed for that guy who's out there making a clown of himself. He's just that guy. When you put on that wig and those glasses, you just become that guy.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I get it. But we've talked about it a lot, so I don't know.
I didn't flesh that out a lot. But you also don't do this in public so much.
No. Just the events, and there's only less than a handful of events a year. Mm-hmm. So it's fun.
Yeah, it seems like it. Here's a question from one of the fans on the subreddit. They said, "You seem like a very nice and genuine guy in real life, so I'm just curious if you've ever struggled with the difference between the two characters. I've also wondered if you ever have off days where you just don't feel like streaming or you're not funny or creative because it always seems like you're on."
I certainly have a lot of off days. And again, I blame Battlegrounds. Sometimes you're in the groove, you got a lot of energy, and then, the things sort of just compound and like, I'm not doing great, we're not doing great. Hey, for whatever reason, like people in the chat are kind of saying the same stuff. And I'm like, what's like something, hurry, take me to something I haven't experienced yet, in my stream. And sometimes you get into this like rhythm or this groove where you can't break out of it, and it's like, how do I wake up here? I need to wake up. Like, someone make me laugh, someone get me like fired up, and sometimes it just doesn't happen. And so you just kind of like hit this monotone of like energy, and it's just like, all right, I'm kind of getting close to wrapping this up, you guys. Right.
Is it the expectation of the audience where they're like, they always want you to be animated and entertaining? And
I think
crazy?
it's a combination of that and like I know where I should be and where I could be, and I'm not there. And it's like, how do I get there? Can I get there? I don't know. It's like, for me, one thing I'm battling now is like my setup and the content that I put out now. It's like, I feel like I need a full revamp of I'm not talking graphical revamp. I mean, anybody could do that. Like, that's not a big deal, but just the approach to streaming in general and the character or the doc. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the answer is, but I am kind of like starting to like write out like a plan of like, what's the next level of streaming, like version 2, so.
Right. I think that's smart. I mean, I feel like that drive is it's like required of people who like push forward and are successful.
I think it's fun though. Like,
yeah.
It's frustrating for me when I get that feeling, but you have to. It's much healthier if it's fun,
Yeah,
obviously. But you have to always be pushing yourself to change and get better.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, step outside of the box.